In this next video, we're going to talk about how to enter data into the new GeoHec to HEC-RAS converter for Power GeoPack SS4. And so what I've done so far is I went out and downloaded this GeoPack to HEC-RAS converter from the CAD website. And when you download it and open it up for the first time, there will be some sample data in the spreadsheet. And that sample data is just there to kind of show you what the data or what the spreadsheet should look like after you've imported your survey data or your bridge survey. So what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clear out this entire spreadsheet because again this is sample data, and so I'm going to go up and I'm going to click on delete all contents. And the first section I'm going to work with is the Streambed section. And so I'm going to go look over into my DGN file that has my bridge survey in it. And again, this is supposed to be bridge survey data that was processed in either data acquisition or SS4 survey. And typically what you can look for this is that it's a 3D file. Typically when the surveyor processes his survey data in SS4 survey, it will be done in a 3D file. The other thing you can look at is over in Project Explorer. If you go to the Survey tab, under the default area here, if you expand that out, and then also expand out field books, there will be a field book name right below field books. And if you continue to expand that out, if you look at the linear features, there'll be linear features listed there, and also under, or actually point features, and also under linear features, there'll be some linear features there. Now, typically when you get a survey file from your surveyors, the points could be there could be a lot of text out on your screen. Right now, what you're looking at is I went in there and I turned off everything except the point names. Now, to do this, you can either do it through the level manager or you can actually do it through that survey tab. And so I'm going to go back to the survey tab. I'm going to go to field books again. I'm going to go down to all point features and I'm going to right click. And underneath that, you've got an option for annotation, whether you can turn off the name, feature description, and all the other things, or you can just, at the very bottom, turn off everything. Or you've got the option when everything is turned off, to go back to that annotation option and turn everything back on. Okay. And also, sometimes when the surveyor sends it to you, it's going to be a 100 scale. And it might look something like this, and so you might have a little bit too much information out there, and you want to get it back to where I had it originally, where it just was the name. So some things you can do, again, is you can either go to the level manager and turn off the level, because each one of these pieces of text has its own level, or the way I like to do it is just go into the Project Explorer survey and then go into all point features. And so typically I only like to see the name out there. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and go to annotation. I'm going to turn everything off and then come back and just turn on the name only. Okay. Now again, if the scale is too big, kind of like here, it's kind of hard to tell what point name goes with what actual point. So I'm going to go ahead and crank that down to like a 10 scale, and it makes it a lot easier to see what points go with what point labels. All right. So we've got a SS4 survey file here, and what we're going to do is we're going to export out the Streambed profile. Okay, and typically the stationing of the Streambed profile typically goes from downstream, where it's at would be a 0 + 0 0, and then works its way upstream. And if you can't remember that, just go ahead and go back to the GeoHec spreadsheet. And in here there's some help IDs, little comments in the cells of the spreadsheet, and it'll actually give you some help as far as how to import your data. And so if you look at that second paragraph there, it says the stationing of the Streambed needs to go in the direction of the downstream to upstream. In other words, the lower station value starts downstream. So let's go ahead and take a look at the survey data, and we're going to look at our Streambed. Now, with a survey chain, you can't get the stationing by just clicking on it like you can with a regular horizontal civil geometry chain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Civil AccuDraw, We're going to toggle on civil AccuDraw, and then I'm also going to toggle on the option for station and offset. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my task, and I'm going to try to start up a tool, horizontal geometry. I'm going to click on the line between points, and it could be any point, any tool over there. But you'll see when you come out on your cursor that you have stationing and offset on your cursor. Now to sync it to, or to tell it what chain you want to deal with, you got to hit the O button on your keyboard, and then it'll say select a reference element, and we're going to select that stream bed. And you can see that the tool is working off the stream bed within. You can see the offset graphics there. But the thing I'm checking for is which way is this stationing going. So up here it's 44. Down here it is 0 plus 70. And actually, if I go all the way to the very beginning, it's going to be 0. So the stationing on this chain is going in the correct direction. So I'm going to go ahead and hit F4 to that to get out of the tool. I'm going to turn off my civil AccuDraw for now. Now, if that stationing was not going in the correct direction, what you can do is click on this, the chain, and there's an option in there to transpose the linear feature. This is a survey tool, and you can transpose that linear feature. So what you want to do is you want to be able to have the survey file in your data folder or wherever you're keeping your project information, but you want to actually copy the survey file just in case if you have to modify the stationing or reverse the chain or something like that, and just have your own copy. You don't want to modify the surveyor's file, but you just want to modify the copy so you can get this information into the spreadsheet correctly. All right, so the stationing is going good. Now what we want to do is we want to import that stream bed information into the spreadsheet, and the way you do this is you click on the stream bed, and we're going to go down to this tool right here called Edit Point Features. And once you have that tool, go ahead and click on it, and it brings up the survey details pane, and in there it has all the information about the points of that chain. And what we're going to do is we're going to export those points out to a report. So I'm going to click in this top left corner here, highlight everything, and I'm going to right click, come down to my report option. So I'm going to go ahead and make a report. And when I do that, it creates this report and goes to this one by default. Now the report that I want to go to is, I believe it's this one right here, survey point table. And when I go to the survey point table, it puts it in an order of point name, northern, easting, elevation, which is very similar to the spreadsheet. So if I go back to the spreadsheet, you can see it's point name, northern, easting, and elevation. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I can't copy directly from this report. You can copy, but it doesn't put it in the, when I paste it, it doesn't paste properly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into an Excel spreadsheet by just right-clicking and going down to Export to Microsoft Excel. Now that it's in Excel, I can go up there and grab the point names, or grab the data, and I'm going to select it all. I'm going to right-click, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to go back to the GeoHec spreadsheet. I'm going to make sure I'm on row number 1 of this section. I'm going to go into the point name area, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it in there. Okay. Now, one thing with this data is the point names are not required. You can include the point names if you want. Some people like to see the point names, make sure they're flowing in the right direction. But this spreadsheet can work without the point names. Now, once I have data into this section here, what I can do is I can I can invert the stream bed if I want to. I can also visualize the stream bed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and visualize this stream bed and see what it looks like. And if the stream bed was entered from a low point to a high point, the spreadsheet is going to want to reverse that, because one of the rules is that the first point that's listed in this section has to be the highest point. And so what the spreadsheet will do is it'll automatically invert the stream bed data. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK to that. It then just shows you this, the stream bed profile. And if we return to the main menu, you can see that the data has been inverted. And again, if, if you can't remember how the data was supposed to be brought in, you can click on one of these little comments here, the little help comments. It says the first point listed here should be the most upstream point of the stream bed. In other words, it should be the highest point in the stream bed. Points then should be listed in order of the stream bed from upstream to downstream. Okay, so if you put it in there backwards, you can manually invert it, or the spreadsheet will automatically do that for you. Okay, now for the stream bed ID, what this is just the name of the stream. Again, the little help button says that, and so we're just going to put in the name of the stream, and this one happens to be Big Tavern. And then the reach ID, what the reach ID is just the name of the area of the stream. Okay, and again, it kind of says that in the little help thing here. So for this one, for the reach ID, we're just going to give it the route that is going over the stream at the location, and that happens to be Route 52. So we're going to type in Route 52, and then that's all there is to entering the stream bed data. We're going to go ahead and move on to the upstream valley.